What's going on, guys? Nick here, and I'm back with a different kind of video. The NHL Realignment, I think it was last night, it might have been this morning, the NHLPA, I think it was the NHLPA, the NHL Board of Governors have approved realignment for the 2013 to 2014 season. So, what this means is basically there's going to be 16 teams in the East, so they added one. And one got taken away from the West, so they have 14. So you could say that's an advantage. You could say it's a disadvantage. So yeah, pretty much they made 4 divisions. There's Division A, Division B, which are the Western Conference, and Division C and D are the Eastern Conference, as you can see on the screen. Anaheim, Calgary, Edmonton, Los Angeles, Phoenix, San Jose, and Vancouver are in Division A, and only the top 3 teams from each conference are going to make it. So I guess the Western Conference has an advantage because it's easier to make the playoffs, but it also could be a disadvantage because it's smaller and they're going to play harder for a position spot. So it's a hard one. I think Vancouver, LA, and Anaheim next year, if they play like they're playing this year, will make the playoffs for that division. But Division B is Chicago, Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, Nashville, St. Louis, and Winnipeg. Winnipeg has come out of the Eastern Conference and has moved to the Western Conference. So, yeah. I think Chicago will win, especially if they're playing how they are now. They're on fire, except for those 2 games they lost. I think Nashville and St. Louis. I don't think Minnesota's there yet, but they might be for next year. I don't know. The Eastern Conference, Division C, Boston, Buffalo, Detroit. Detroit is now in the Eastern Conference. That is right. And I guess it really doesn't matter what conference you're in, due to the fact that you play a certain amount of games in your own conference. I think within your conference, you play only 21 games. That's non-division. So with your division, you probably play a lot of games. So non-conference, you play 32 games, 2 games versus each team, 1 home and 1 away. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. All right, so let's. I think. This is a tough one. This is a tough conference. I think Boston will make it. I'm just going off how people are playing now. So I think it'll be Boston. I'm stuck between Detroit, Tampa, and Toronto because I think Boston and Montreal will make it, especially if Montreal plays how they're playing now. This is a tough one. You know what? I'm going to go with Tampa Bay because if they don't make the playoffs this year, they're going to be hunting for one next year, and Stamkos is on fire, so we'll see how he does. He might even get past 60 goals, some people are saying, for next year, because he's doing amazing this year. But that's my picks for that, and now Division D, the last division. Carolina, Columbus, the Blue Jackets are now in the Eastern Conference, so that's the only 3 teams that are switching is what are they? Winnipeg, Detroit, and Columbus. I'll get to that in a second. New Jersey, New York Islanders, New York Rangers, Philly, Pittsburgh, and Washington are the rest of the teams in the Division D. I think that the people that will make the playoffs are, you know what? I'm trying not to be biased, but I'm going to have to go with the Rangers, just because I think they're good enough to make the playoffs out of all those teams. I don't think Carolina is going to make it, or Columbus definitely not going to. New Jersey's not doing that great. New York Islanders definitely no. Philly's not doing amazing, and neither is Washington. So I think it's going to be the Rangers, Pittsburgh, and I'm going to give it to Carolina. Yeah, all right. Carolina's not doing that bad. They're in 3rd place, but that's because they're winning the division, which is a fairly easy division to win. But it's going to be totally different with the new divisions. All right. So, let me just take a look at this. Alright, let's check out this map, which should be on the screen right now. What is going on is, you could see on the left side the purple. I know it's hard to tell between the blue and the purple, but the purple's all the way on the left, and the blue looks like it's on the middle. On the left, the Pacific Division, which is in the Western Conference, you can see that Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver on the top, and on the bottom is LA, the Ducks, the Coyotes, and the Sharks. And as you can see in the middle, the blue, the Midwest Division. I don't know what they're going to call it yet, but you can see Winnipeg on the top, and then there is Minnesota, Chicago, Colorado all the way on the left, St. Louis, Nashville, and Dallas on the bottom. Alright, so for the Eastern Conference, you can see that, let's go with the Central, and all the way in the bottom in Florida, you can see that there's Tampa Bay and the Florida Panthers. If you don't know what Florida is, it's all the way in the bottom. You can see that it's highlighted with the two teams. And the other yellowish orange, you can see that there's Detroit, Buffalo, Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal. And Boston. I didn't see them there. Alright, and Atlantic Division, I don't know if they should go with those names. They should name it after, like, the best hockey players. Like, the best hockey players born in, like, those regions. That would be so sick. Or not born, because there's a lot of great Canadian hockey players, but, like, maybe one of them could be Gretzky, another one could be, like, Waugh, Lemieux, and, like, Orr or something, like Bobby Orr. I don't even know. But, in the Atlantic, there is Carolina on the bottom, and then you can see on the, like, towards the left corner, you can see that Columbus, they are in that little box, or whatever the hell that shape is. Pittsburgh's right next to it. Then, yeah, it's like a clusterfuck over here. Then there is Washington, Philly, New Jersey, the Rangers, and the Islanders, all on top of each other in the tri-state area. So, yeah. So, let's get into the fact that the Jets are in, well, the Jets, Columbus, and Detroit switched conferences. Or divisions. Well, yeah, conferences. So, Winnipeg is in the West, and they left the Southeast for what amounts to the Central, along with the Minnesota Wild, Colorado Avalanche, and Dallas Stars, because really it's just about the travel. And, wait. I don't know what, this thing is wrong what I'm reading off of, but they're with, you can see who they're with in the red, but, there should be right now a picture of the Winnipeg Jets, and they are moving just because of the fact that there is, really, they just wanted to make it, they were complaining, I think, about the fact that they have horrible travel, and they want to make it easier for them, and because of the games that you play in your conference, they want to make it easier. Same thing goes for Columbus, which you can see in, oh wait, what the hell? Yeah, what I was reading earlier was right. Alright, I'm looking at the wrong people, but, Columbus moved because, look at them, they're right next to, Pittsburgh and across from, like, Carolina. They should be in that division, but they had them in the West, in the West, which they shouldn't have been, because they're in the East, spot of America, which is really stupid why they had them in the West, but they switched it, and I think it's for the better. But Detroit, I think the same exact thing. Detroit is right next to Columbus, so I really don't have to say anything about that. But yeah, so basically that's the only reason why they're all moving. So yeah, this is the first time since 1997 to 98 that all 30 teams will visit every NHL arena at least once per season. That's right. So if you live in, say, Vancouver, and you want to see, like, a Carolina game, sure, you live in Carolina and you're a fan of them, Carolina will be in Vancouver at least once in the regular season. So you will have a chance to see them, even though they're in 2 different conferences. So you better jump on your opportunity if they do play that. So, yeah, and I think I said this, but the playoffs are only the top 3 teams, and there is a wild card. I'm pretty sure they're going to do it for the Eastern teams because they do have one extra team for each than the West does. Yeah, and within your conference for the Western Conference, which is 7-team divisions, there's 29 games in your conference, 5 games versus 5 teams, 3 home and 2 away, versus 2 teams and 2 home and 3 away versus 3 teams. 4 games versus 1 team, 2 home, 2 away. And the teams will rotate on a yearly basis. So the year after, it'll just switch around. So you'll have home ice advantage for basically the regular season series with that team. So yeah, so that's basically it. Let's see. Yeah, so I think it'll be an advantage for some teams, and I clicked the video by accident. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, I know the end was a little complex with the games in the division, like how much games you're going to play, but basically it's just saying that you're going to play 3 games home and then 2 games away against some of your teams in your conference. And I think that goes for both East and West. And then the year after, you're going to play 2 home games against your team in your conference, and then you're going to play 3 away games. That's basically all it's saying, to shorten it down and make it less complex. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if this helped you out in understanding, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Dedicate yourself and you gon' find yourself.